A surprisingly big-time matchup for these two teams at this point in the season. Jalen Brunson back to help the New York Knicks start a new streak in Sacramento against your third seed in the West, the Kings. And let's just say the left-handed stars were getting to the minus. You see what I did there? The minus opponents inside. Other end, it's R.J. Barrett rocking that thing. Not to be outdone by De'Aaron Fox on the same type of time, same type of grind. This Kentucky on Kentucky crime is just disgraceful. Malik Monk going right at Julius Randle, not once. Switch, make it twice. Monk putting the Kings up by 20. Knicks trying to cut into their deficit. They get some very bad news on this play. As Brunson attacks the rim, you see R.J. Barrett come away with a bucket, but it's more about that starting point guard for New York. Left this game with some foot issues. He has been struggling down the stretch to stay healthy for a really good New York team that's been winning without him. Third quarter, Barrett with the score inside, doing all he can to compensate for Brunson's absence. It's also Randle leaking out and being rewarded. Quinn Grimes cuts the Knicks deficit down to just 6. We got a tie game, ladies and gentlemen, in the fourth. And that's when De'Aaron Fox says, enough of this Knicks stuff. It's time for the Kings to come out. Fox on a 10-zip run, creating some distance once again for the Kings. 15 of his 23 points came in the fourth. Grimes, one more time. Foot's not on the line, which means he gets 3 for that. Knicks down by 3. More Kentucky on Kentucky crime. This time around, the perpetrator is Lyles. And then Sabonis. He didn't go to Kentucky, but he did have his 9th triple-double of the season in this one. 24, 13, and 10. Sabonis trying to crash the boards late. Actually is going to end up with Randle taking advantage of it and scoring. Knicks down 2. They need a stop in the worst way with 26 seconds to go. And guess who again? Fox says enough is enough. Good night, New York, for good. 122-117 is your final from Sacramento. Don't look now. The Kings are about to take over the number 2 seed out west. They're 39-26 on the season. So we don't talk about the Sacramento Kings probably as much as we should. They're actually probably the most exciting team in the league to watch on League Pass night to night. If you don't have a League Pass subscription, make sure you take care of that bit of business. A lot of exclusive coverage as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. Sacramento is probably one of the more exciting teams to watch, if not the most in the league. They've been the number 3 seed for quite some time. And let's call a spade with all the troubles that the Grizzlies are having. They're going to hawk Memphis most likely and be the 2 seed out west. You know, when we talk about real contenders, we haven't talked about Mike Brown and the Kings. He's doing a phenomenal job, about to be coach of the year for what he's done with that team. We ain't talked about Sacramento at all in those conversations. As a matter of fact, it's been the complete opposite. We've been talking about teams like the Warriors, the Clippers, and the Lakers trying to make it into the playoffs. And if they're able to get in at the 7, 8 seed, if they can get a chance to take on a Denver or Sacramento, then that's a lick. That's a great opportunity for one of the veteran teams that's got guys that's been there, done that. I want to say this. I usually subscribe to the theory that you can't skip steps in life, period, let alone NBA basketball. This might be the one year, though, where Sacramento might benefit from what's been a very unusual year. Have you looked around the league lately? Guys are getting injured left and right. And I'm not talking about just average players, guys that don't play a lot of minutes. They come into a game and you can tell they ain't been hooping a lot. These are stars, superstars. Man, guys, have you seen? Look around the league. Guys, ankles getting sprained left and right. LeBron and Steph won't even tell you what's wrong with them. They so scared that they might get hurt again. Like Kevin Durant just slipped in a darn warm-up. And now it's probably done for the rest of the regular season. These dudes are banged up. Now, when guys get banged up in October, November, December, or they say that they're injured, oftentimes I'm one of the people that believe, nah, you could play if you wanted to. You don't want to play in January or February. But right now, we're in March and April. Now, these dudes want to hoop in March and April. These guys care about their legacies. They might not care about their legacy in November. They for damn sure care about their legacy in April. They definitely want to be in the playoffs. They don't want to be a part of the miss the playoffs. Obviously, a lot of guys are competing for brand spots. Just like you see a lot of the lady female rappers, they'll tell you, I'm coming into the game to have as much success as I can so I can get a lot of these brand deals. Same thing with the athletes and the NBA players. They're competing for sponsorships and endorsements right now and signature shoes. Everybody wants to at least make it to the playoffs. Well, obviously, all the eyes are on you. I don't believe guys don't want to be playing right now. I think everybody wants to be playing right now. With that being said, what makes this year so unique is a team like the Sacramento Kings or a team like the Denver Nuggets, where their stars, for the most part, are so young. It might just be one of those quirky years where, typically most of the guys that win championships, their stars are in their late 20s, early 30s. That's typically what it is in the league, right? Kings got some young guys. Nuggets got some young guys at the star level. This might be one of the years where it might just be beneficial to be young enough where you're probably on your second contract and you just have not had those serious injuries. Guys like De'Aaron Fox have missed minimal games this year. Domantas Sabonis, another one that's pretty healthy. Kings got some role players. A guy like Harrison Barnes had a lot of injuries early in his career. He's pretty much seemingly balanced out, right? Malik Monk's a guy that doesn't get hurt often. Kings got a lot of guys right now that are just younger and healthier and not in their 30s. And it might be one of those years where that might just be enough for them to not only make the playoffs for the first time in a long time, but maybe make it past the first round. I'm not saying they're going to do that. I'm just saying just because they're young and everybody's expecting them to be an easy out in the playoffs, we might not even get to that point where experience is a thing because other guys around the league, their stars are hurt or injury prone or just beat up and battled and bruised and been through too many wars, especially out west. A lot of those guys are just injury prone. It might not come down to how many stars you got or how much experience you got. The Kings might be able to cruise past a couple of these teams. Who says the Lakers are going to get healthy? Who says the Warriors are going to be able to stay healthy? I'm not so sure. All I know is De'Aaron Fox is 25 right now and Domantas Sabonis is 26. And that this year, it might be enough.